So, Selia, please introduce yourself, give a mini bio of who you are, the amazing titles that you've had, and start from there.
Yeah, so I started with pageantry at National American Miss when I was 5 years old as a princess, and it really shaped who I am today. I had a speech impediment growing up. I couldn't say really anything, my R's, S's, T's, W's, but National American Miss helped me gain confidence in my speaking abilities, which I'm so thankful for. And I was the Miss Michigan Princess and then the Miss Michigan Junior Preteen, and I was one of the first girls from Michigan to ever win the National American Miss title. My year, it was me and Madison Cott, the princess, and we were the only girls and still the only ones who have won from Michigan. So we're very proud of that. And my time as national queen, it's the best ever, isn't it? It's such a wild ride, and you have so much fun during your year. And I'm just so grateful for National American Miss. And I actually, when I moved to Texas, I took the chance and competed again, and I was the Miss Texas teen a couple of years ago and placed top 5 at nationals. And that feeling of family and sisterhood, and it's magic. And when you hear miracles happen, it's like a feeling like no other. I have never felt such love and just a true sisterhood from National American Miss. And so yeah, that's my story with National American Miss, and now I am on my Miss America journey, which I am excited to talk about.
I love that. We'll be talking about your Miss America journey very soon in this live. But first, I want to touch upon how you just said that you and your sister queen at the time were the only Michigan national title holders.
Yes, yes. And still to this day, there's not been another girl from Michigan to attain the national title. So that is that's crazy.
That is, I mean, I didn't even realize that. Wow, that is insane. So you guys are legendary for Michigan and honestly for the nation. I love that. And like I said earlier, in my opinion, you were the face of NAM. I don't know, do you get that a lot?
I went on the 10th anniversary, and so they redid all the posters and the magazines. And so for the sign outside of the dressing room or rehearsals, it was my face next to the junior preteen face, and changed that much since I was 9 years old. My face, I still have the dimples and the eyebrows. Like I look exactly the same, and so people do recognize me, which I think is super cool. When I went back as a teen and girls were like, I watched your YouTube videos, because I guess my YouTube like introduction and formal wear and talent are some of the only ones on YouTube. And my dad and I posted those with hopes that girls would like have an example of what to do at nationals. And so that made my heart really happy that I was able to be that person for a girl just starting out and just having no idea what to do, because that's how my mom and I were as princesses. We were like, what are we getting into? What is this? Like, I don't know what to do, because nationals is a whole new level. And so yeah, it's interesting and fun, and I'm grateful that people are like, oh my gosh, I recognize your face. Like that's crazy to me.
I love that. You are literally a celebrity to
Oh
this
my
day to all of us. So my second question is, as you know, in my opinion, I feel like National American Miss has transformed so much since 2012. So can you talk to us a little bit about your experience? Because I know especially during nationals, in my opinion, NAMA's changed a lot. Like I remember competing in NAM and you guys had like a 70s
yeah.
theme little party. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was definitely very different because, like I said, I was I was a NAM junior preteen national title holder, but I didn't go back to nationals until almost 10 years later as a teen, and it was very different. Like not even just a 70s party, now it's a neon party, which is also cool, but the stage was different. And but at the core of it all, it's still NAM. And I have only ever done NAM, and I'm such an NAM girl, like through and through. And so I still felt that magic. And like I said, the sisterhood, and the NAM staff is amazing. Mr. and Mrs. Mays. I love them with my whole heart. They're the sweetest people I've ever met. And once you're in the sisterhood, you're in for life. And so even though it was forever since I competed, I still had friendships that I had when I was 10 years old, because all the girls there are just there to like uplift each other, and you're there to do your best. You're not there to like compete against other girls. You're there to show the judges what you have to offer and what you bring to the table. And as long as you go in with that mindset of, oh, I want to do my best, and all I'm worried about is myself on that stage or in that interview room, then I think you get the best experience out of it. It's not, I never saw myself as competing against other girls. I saw it as a personal journey, and I wanted to gain the most opportunities I could from it. And so it has changed, but at the core of it all, it's the same. I still got my interview skills, my public speaking practices, and yeah, so you're right. It is different, but it's a good different. And I love the new stage. The new stage is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. And something that I want to highlight that you said, that it seems like a lot of the people that I've interviewed throughout my entire reign, they talk a lot about the sisterhood, the friends that they've made, and most importantly, that the atmosphere in National American Miss does not seem like your typical pageant where it's competitive. It more feels like a family. So can you talk to us a little more about that and how you've been able to make so many friends through your journey at National American Miss?
Yeah, some of my best friends still to this day in the whole entire world, I met when I was 5 years old, starting out. Shout out to Sophie J. Lewis. She's from Texas now, but we're both from Michigan, but we moved to Texas. And she and we've gone on trips together. We've done pretty much, we're still friends to this day. And so I am very grateful that National American Miss has that atmosphere of creating friendships that last a lifetime. Like Sophie, Ashlyn, Leanna, they will be in my wedding, which is just so special. And I think that if you're new, or if you haven't gained that sisterhood of friendships yet through National American Miss, go in with an open heart and open mind, and just willing to talk to anyone. Like any girl who came up to me and talked to me, I was like, let's hang out, or what's your social media account? Like, let's keep in touch. And just being positive and going in, like, treat the whole week as if it's like the best experience of your life, which it will be, but like a positive mindset goes the entire way. And don't be scared. Some people were like scared to come up to me and talk to me, and they were like, oh my gosh, like you were a national queen before. Like it was scary to go up and talk to you. But don't be scared. Like I'm not, so many other girls are like me too, like, oh, you're scared to go up to talk to someone, but I guarantee you every single girl will have a smile on their face and will greet you with a hug and will just want to be your best friend. That's how I have always experienced through NAM. And the Miss Congeniality and the Spirit Sticks really bring us all together. I feel like too, in rehearsals, when they're like, okay, I think that this girl was the most spirited and nice and welcoming, and here's a spirit stick. And so NAM does a really great job of forming those bonds and really meshing all the girls together from across the US, because that's a lot of different personalities. And so every single girl is different and have different hobbies or attend different colleges, because I bet the teens, some of you are in high school and some of you are in college, and you guys are in different stages of life, but NAM does a really phenomenal job of bringing us together.
Yes.
So I think that's
one of my most favorite things about NAM. And I do love that they give a spirit stick, because that is one of, I think NAM is the only pageant that
positive reinforcement.
Yes. And I've gotten the spirits. I've only went to nationals twice, and I've gotten the spirit stick for years. And it happens at the random, like the most random time, guys. At the end of rehearsal, we just be like, spirit stick time. And it's just like, whoa. So I love that. Have you ever gotten the spirit stick?
Yes, I have. I've also gotten it every single time I've been there, except actually no. This past time, every single rehearsal, I was like, I really want this spirit stick. I want to shake it. I love getting spirit sticks, and I didn't get it. And the last rehearsal, like, and I went like full send at every rehearsal. Like my outfits were like over the top. My mom and I handmade them. And so at the end of the week, I was like, oh dang, like I tried my best, but it's okay. Like it's okay. That's the only thing. I did want to win the national title, but like the spirit stick was really, really important to me.
It was on the
it was up there. And so I was like, dang, like that's kind of disappointing. But then at the finale, I got Miss Congeniality, and that has been the best reward I have ever received. It just made my heart so happy that other people also recognized how much I wanted to be there, and how much just yeah, it was the best reward I've ever received. So I'm very proud of that.
Congratulations on getting Miss Congeniality. I know that honestly, that award is so admirable because I believe you're picked by, are you picked by the contestants? I think you're picked by the contestants.
Yes.
I just find that so amazing that the majority of the girls picked you. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to talk about more of your national reign. I mean, you won at the age, how old were you?
I was 9.
That is, oh, wow. You won at 9. That is so incredible. So what was racing through your mind when you were called the winner? Do you remember what you were feeling?
I remember feeling like this is everything I've worked for. I mean, yeah, I was 9 years old, but I remember practicing every single day, and my mom and I working so hard every single day from like the moment I won Miss Michigan Junior Preteen until nationals. And I volunteered, and I created my own foundation, and I just went over everything. My mom and I never had a coach. My mom was my coach up until I was a teen, and so it was a special experience for us. And I was just so proud in that moment of top 2. And I was like, even if I don't win, like this is the greatest moment ever. I've always wanted to stand, like I saw every single girl in the top 2, and like the magic of that feeling in that moment. And so yeah, and my reaction has also garnered a lot of views on YouTube because it's pretty dramatic. I went crazy when I won because it was just my mom and my grandma in the audience, and all the other girls had the whole families there, and my dad and siblings weren't able to go. And so I was just very proud in that moment that like my mom and I did it. And yeah, this is a very special memory for me.
I love that. And I personally remember rewinding your crowning video. Oh my goodness. I mean, such an amazing reaction. I know I keep saying this, guys, but the impact that you have had, it is huge. And I also love saying this, that you don't know your impact until you're around people that are impacted by you. And like you said, you know, you were, even when you went to compete at nationals, literally 10 years later, people were still coming up to you, like they still remembered you. So that's just,
I have no words. I'm so thankful. And it's just, this has been a wild ride, and I will always have love for National American Miss. And now that you're part of the alumni, we'll always be connected to that, which I think it's so cool.
I love that. So we talked a little bit about your journey as the NAM junior preteen, but now you're still competing. So I kind of want to talk about how being a part of NAM has influenced your life. And I know you kind of spoke about it a little bit more, but do you think that because you grew up being a NAM girl, that gave you the ability to love pageantry as a whole? And do you think that's the reason why you're still competing at pageants to this day?
Yes, I wholeheartedly believe that, especially because NAM is unlike other pageants in that they emphasize your passions and kindness and uplifting other girls and how do you want to make a difference. And so for National American Miss, it has never been about like well, how you look, and it's been more about how your heart is, which is so important to me. Going into the Miss America organization, it's a scholarship program. And so since NAM has always emphasized public speaking abilities and interview skills and education, and I was able, it has prepared me to go into Miss America knowing my worth and having the confidence to go up on stage and talk about my community service initiative and just really hone in on the fact of what are my passions. And so not a lot of people outside of the pageant world think that's what pageants are about, but I've always been in the atmosphere of just who you are as a person is what matters. And so NAM and Miss America, they really emphasize that. And so it has definitely prepared me, and I'm ready for Miss Michigan in June.
Yes. I'm so excited. I will definitely be cheering you on. I know the rest of the family will be cheering on. I'm so excited to watch that journey. My next question for you is, I know that I don't think social media was as big as it is or was back then. So how do you think your reign would have been with social media?
Oh, it would have been so different. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that I didn't have the social media aspect. I love it now, and I have had a marketing internship, and I'm really into social media and TikTok and Facebook, and it's so easily accessible now for everyone to know what you're doing at all times, which is great and awesome. But at the same time, I didn't have to worry about any of that, and I just got to be a kid and have fun and serve my community. And my mom took pictures, and then it was shown at the end of the year in a farewell video. It was not an everyday thing that was on my mind, and I think that it would have been a lot different because I did a lot during my year of reign. But so it is cool now that you get to share your experiences with like the click of a hand. But yeah, the most we had was like, I think Instagram was just now gaining traction. The National American Miss had started their page maybe a year before me, or my year. I think it was my year, actually. Yeah, it was my year. And so, yeah, it was like that in YouTube.
Oh wow, yes.
And YouTube wasn't even really, I used YouTube because I've always been into social media and sharing what I love. But yeah, it would have been different. But also as a 9-year-old, like, yeah.
I
That
love
probably
that.
would have been more my mom anyway. So.
Yes, for sure, since you were junior preteen. Definitely mom on the Instagram, but I just like imagine like, wow, how would have all the people's reigns been? I think honestly probably since 2015, because I feel like that's after that, like that's when social media got really significant. My next question for you is, looking back, what was your favorite moment? Or what was one of your most favorite moments being the NAM junior preteen?
Going to Miss America. That's like the first memory that popped into my head. And when they brought the NAM National Queens to Miss America in Vegas in January, so it was right after I was crowned, Mallory Hagan won, and she was the tap dancer from New York. And in that moment, I was like, I want to be her when I grow up. And it's because of National American Miss for giving me the opportunity to go to Miss America that I had that dream. That dream started. And so, and then we got to go again because 2 Miss Americas were in 1 year that year. And so then, yeah, they moved it from Vegas to Atlantic City. And so my mom took me there. And again, I was just so amazed at the woman on that stage. And so, yeah, that is my all-time dream. I hope to make it happen one day, but that was probably my favorite memory. And getting to go with all of my sister queens, and we had such a fun time on the Strip, and it was amazing.
Oh my goodness. I remember that. I'm saying I remember like I was there. I remember when the NAM Queens used to go to Miss America, and I know that you're going to be able to do it. And when that day comes, I hope you post a picture of when you were the NAM junior preteen.
Oh,
like, I manifested this when I was like 9 years old. Oh man, good times. My next question for you, but I feel like a lot of people want to ask is, do you have any advice for, let's say specifically the junior preteens that are competing, or just anyone that's competing at NAM Nationals this year?
My biggest piece of advice, I kind of touched on it earlier, but it's just to go in with an open heart and a positive attitude and with the mindset of always wanting to grow and improve yourself. My NAM has emphasized this, my parents have emphasized this, but just going into that week or weekend, state, nationals, doesn't matter. You're there to have fun and to grow and to just gain every single skill that you can, because it really is so important. Like, as a junior in college right now at a really prestigious university, already having written resumes or going into interviews, speaking in front of crowds, like that is skills that you won't get at many other places. And especially kids our age who are so tuned into social media and who, because of COVID, don't have as much social interaction as we've had before. It's really important to still have those skills. And so my biggest piece of advice is just to go in wanting to grow and wanting to seize every single opportunity, because when you do that, you'll benefit the most.
I love that. If anyone that is going to be competing at NAM Nationals, listen to that advice. So right now we're going to open the comment section. If you guys have any questions for Selia, please comment down below. Oh my goodness, she has been such a fun guest to have. Comment down below if you guys have any questions. It could be anything, preparation. Love you all. You're all amazing. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And honestly, I just want to continue to salute you, Selia, because you are one of the many that, in my opinion, made the cement for the street. If that's a weird analogy that I'm using.
No, I get what you're saying.
But you, in my opinion, were one of the people that paved the way for us title holders. Now, your impact is unbelievable. And I keep telling you this, and you're like, "Oh my goodness, Kayla!" But it still amazes me that I'm literally talking to you. Like, I was looking at your picture when I was little, saying, "I want to be just like her." So, thank you for all that you've done for National American Miss, and honestly, for all of us that grew up watching you. The impact that you've had is amazing, and I cannot wait to see you on that Miss America stage with that crown and that sash on your head, because I know it's gonna happen. And I'm gonna be like, I interviewed her before and I told her that it was gonna happen. So thank you so much. If you guys have any questions, comments for Selia, please comment down below. I know you said you're at a very prestigious school, so is it 9:30 where you are?
Yes, yes. It's 9.
It is
9:40.
getting a little bit late, guys. So I know kind of started late. So if you guys have any more questions, please comment down below. My last question for you, Celia, second to last question. My first is, do you have a message for a girl or boy who was scared to believe in their dreams at such a young age? And what can you tell them to reverse their mindset that they can't achieve their dreams?
For me, I didn't have a lot of role models growing up that looked like me. There's never been a Latina Miss America or Miss Michigan. I think I was the first Latina, if I'm not mistaken, to also win NAM. And so it can be discouraging. Also, if you're from a middle-class background like I am, I had to really support myself through my dreams and work even harder. But you can do it. I didn't have a coach. I didn't have the designer dress or come from a fancy background at all, but I was still able to achieve my dreams. And like right now, I'm Miss Wayne County, and Miss Wayne County has been around for decades, and they've never had someone of Hispanic or Latin heritage. And I am the first to do that, and I am very proud. And so, but I know it can be a little disheartening when there is those barriers from you, that's separating you from your dreams. But believe me, it is possible if you work hard, and if you already see yourself achieving that dream, like, you know, you can do it. I know my potential and I can reach it. And so as long as you are resilient, then you can literally do anything. And so yeah, that is my piece of advice on that.
Yes, I love that. Wow, I did not know that there has not been a Latina Miss America.
It's not. There's been pretty much every single other ethnicity other than Hispanic representative. So for me, representation is extremely important, and I'm grateful that NAM and Miss America has given me the opportunity to be that representation, but also to go, like, just this past week, I went to an elementary school and I read for Hispanic Heritage Month, and little girls who looked like me when I was their age now have someone that they can look up to, and it's not unattainable to them. And so, yeah, for me, representation is huge, and I think it's extremely vital.
I love that, and I definitely agree with you. Representation is so important, which is, in my opinion, why I've always loved NAM so much. Because growing up, I also didn't see a lot of girls that look like myself. But when I went to National American Miss, I was able to say, wow, like, this girl looks like me, you know? So just want to highlight another thing about NAM, and I'm just so happy to be speaking to, and NAM is so honored to have you as one of their NAM alumni representatives. I can't wait to see you in Orlando. Yay! We all can't wait to meet you, Selia, in Orlando. Will you be in Orlando?
I will not, unfortunately. I will be here in Michigan. So I wish I was. Some of my really good friends are competing next month, and so I feel like time has flown by. Like, doesn't it feel really fast for you? I feel like I just saw your crowning a month ago.
You know, when I heard people say it goes by really quick, I didn't believe them. But it flies. Like, I feel like I just got crowned last month.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
It goes by. Can't sleep without listening to your advices. Your cheer means the world to us tonight. I will always learn something from you. Yes. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I will say thank you so much again to Selia, the former National American Miss Junior Preteen, who is still making an impact. To this day, I cannot wait to see you on the Miss America stage, winning that crown and banner, and being that representation that honestly we all yearn to see. So I'm so excited to continue to follow your journey, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy week to come support me on NAMish, and I can't wait to connect with you very soon.
I can't wait either. Thank you.
Of course. Yes. Bye, everyone.